Hey everyone, Geek Girl here, and you're about to view episode 2. Okay, so this episode is called Hubba Hubba Hubba. I know it's a silly title, but I promise you that this will change your digital life. And for those of you who are smart enough to already have a hub, I promise some good tips that'll help you too. Okay, first, let's go over how most of you probably already take and download pictures. Just humor me and let me guess, okay? So I'm guessing that you probably have your handy little camera that you take with you, your snap and go that you have with your purse and you all the time, and you've gone out with the girls or the guys for a guys or girls night out. Now you proceed to take a bunch of silly, ridiculous pictures, and the next day at work, where you're really hungover, even though you're there at 9 a.m., that's what counts, doesn't it, if you're there, you decide that instead of starting to work, that you're going to download all of your pictures and share them online with all of your friends from the night before. Hey, they're probably hungover too and would enjoy seeing the pictures. But wait, your camera battery is either dead or you don't have the cord or the damn software that came with your camera in order to download the pictures at work. So you decide that you've got to start working on that TPS report. Looks like somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Now, let me present this alternative. You're smart, and a couple of days before you went out on girls or guys night out, you decided to buy a USB hub. Wait, what's a USB hub? Okay, so let's back up a bit. Let's go back to your handy little snap and go camera that you have with you at all times. Okay? Inside of your camera, you have a memory card. This one happens to be an SD card. Now, this card is essentially like a drive or a disk that has information on it. It stores information, and that information can be transferred from the camera onto other sources, whether that's your photo printer for your camera, or whether it's your computer, or whether it's one of those cool digital picture frames. Basically, this is a little drive. The way that you probably transfer pictures from the drive that's on your camera to the drive that's on your computer is via the little USB cable. Now, this is a USB cable. See, on one end, it's got this USB plug that plugs into the port on your computer that matches it, and the other end of it plugs into the port that's on your camera. Now, this is the way that you probably do this all the time, right? Wrong. There's a way better way to do this, people. Okay, so this is where your USB hub comes in. Essentially, it's going to take the place of the cable and having to use your camera and the mechanisms that run your camera in order to download and transfer pictures. Pretty neat, right? Let me show you how it works. So this is a USB hub. See this on this end right here? It's exactly the same thing as this on your cable that you used with your camera. And on the other end here is exactly the same type of slot that's here inside of your camera that fits the memory card or memory stick. All you have to do is take your memory card here and you put it into the slot here on the hub, and you take that and you plug it into your computer, and voila, it pops up on your computer like a little drive. Without getting too technical, the way that this little hub works is that essentially inside here is a little reader. And what the reader does is it reads the information and data that's on your card, and it tells your computer how to deal with that data, and it shows your computer how to read it, essentially. So basically, sometimes these are called card readers or USB hubs. There's a couple different names for them, but usually those will be the two main ones, either a reader or a USB hub. Once you have your hub plugged into your computer with your camera's card in it, it should show up on your desktop like a drive. Here, I'll show you what mine looks like on my desktop. Now what I like to do, and I think this is an added bonus of using a hub, is I take all of the JPEG files, which are your picture files, those are image files, they have the extension .jpg. I copy the JPEGs into my main pictures folder on my computer, and I organize them however I want. Usually I like to do a date and a simple title, and that way I always have all my pictures organized by date. I think this is a really big added benefit to using a hub because you always know where the original files for your pictures exist. This way, if you ever want to modify them or burn them on disk or share them with people, you can go straight to the source file rather than using software like iPhoto or Kodak Easy Share Gallery, whatever you happen to use. Those things simply create aliases to the actual photo files, and they do this in order to view them with software. Once I have all the pictures copied to my computer's hard drive, I can then proceed and go ahead and use the software that I would use, which for me would normally be iPhoto, and instead of importing files from the camera when it's plugged in, now all I simply do is I select File, Import, and then I select the new picture folder that I created with just those pictures on it. Alright people, let's recap. This is your new USB hub or reader that you use to transfer pictures between your camera and your computer. Why is this so cool? Well, you don't need software to use it, you don't have to carry around a clunky cable with you, and it saves the battery life and the mechanisms that run your camera. Another great feature of this is that you get to see where all the raw files for your photos actually live on your computer. This way you can always access them without having to use software. And remember, once you've copied the JPEG files to your computer, you can still use whatever photo software you use to share and view your pictures. You just don't have to import it from your camera anymore. You import it from the folder you created when you imported the original picture files. Lastly, you can use this USB hub anywhere on any computer, so it's a really good idea to carry it with you wherever you carry your camera, because that way you can always download the pictures even if you're not on your computer at home or at work. That wasn't so bad now, was it? Now it's time for housekeeping items. Keep emailing me your questions and feedback at geek.girl@earthlink.net. And make sure you continue to check out my blog at the address here. You can also find this podcast on iTunes, which is probably the easiest way to get to it, or you can go to my YouTube channel. Just search for Geek Girl Daria, D-A-R-I-A. Alright people, until next time, cheers!